balance your love with wisdom through choice. These are all words, trigger words, keywords, hot words for the densities. For balance is 6, love is 4th density, wisdom is 5th density, choice is 3rd density. And these all are keywords for the lessons that we're learning in each density. And each word is completely dependent on the interpreter, on their description or definition of that word. And that is how they make it experiential. And I want to make this as experiential and practical as possible. The structure and this higher order and wisdom and law is supposed to be workable and manageable and something that you can utilize each and every day. So rather than talking about speculation and things that you can't possibly apply to your everyday life, how do you specifically define choice? Or on another word for choice and 3rd density lessons is self-awareness. How do you learn more of that? How do you learn more of self-awareness? What is self-awareness to you? What is choice? What does that word mean to you? That is applying the lessons of 3rd density. If I were to tell you my opinion of what choice or love or wisdom or unity and balance means, then you may not resonate with that, and you may not particularly be able to utilize that. So I asked you these questions because I want to help you see what it is that you can apply in your life directly, and what it is that you can utilize in order to propel yourself and to accelerate through these lessons at a more efficient and self-satisfying way. So again, I'll ask you, what is your definition of love? What is your definition of understanding? These are both words for 4th density learning. These are both lessons of 4th density that we're learning now as our transition to 3rd to 4th currently as a collective. Although you as an individual can accelerate your growth to the extent that you are separate and you are independent of the collective, and that is again higher teachings, because in 4th density we're learning about how to be a united kind of social complex and a united earth, a united species as human. And it's going to get more prevalent in the coming decades and years. So if we are to harness the teachings that are available to us now, then it is time to practice those things, practice those teachings. So what teachings do resonate to you when the word love comes to mind? What teachings appear to you in your mind's eye and in your mental projection of the word understanding? What does that mean to you? That is your direct pathway and gateway for you to understand those 4th density lessons and accelerate your own growth. When I say the word understanding, when I say the word love, what does that look like for you? Do those things that come to you, that appear to you, because your subconscious is telling you direct information on how to access what it is you need, because we ultimately can access 6th density learnings and understanding and teachings and embody that in our life today. And in order to do so, we can have to go on intuition. We have to go on our own intelligence, because out in the world they are propagating and disseminating third density teachings, and it's, quite frankly, in my opinion, it's rather old and it's rather slow, and it's, I'd rather work on the things that are important to me, which is learning about love, learning about wisdom, learning about unity and balance. So again, ask yourself, if you want to really accelerate your own growth, what is it that love looks like for you? What does understanding look like for you? Go out and do those things, and don't wait any longer. Don't postpone your learning and your teaching and your garnering of those lessons, that, or those experiences, because experience is the real teacher. Like, you can read something in the book, but if you don't actually do it, then you're not going to actually embody and experience on a subjective level that is unique and felt. A learning is felt. It is not imagined. A learning is an experience that is internally manifested. It's internally created and induced by yourself to tell and learn about yourself, because that learning is going to give you the proper permission and the proper availability for you to get those experiences down in your repertoire and so that you can focus on efficiently reflecting on those lessons and then applying those lessons to future. And it has to do with balance. This has to do with reflection. 6 density lessons, where you experience something and you reflect on something, or even if you experience a thought, you reflect on that thought, and then you harmonize it with a thought that is in line with what you want to experience on an internal level. And of course, we all want to experience unity and completeness and wholeness and bliss and joy. And no matter how confused you are, or unclear you are about those things, you can experience those things no matter how momentarily. You can experience those things through a stimulus, through a certain physical circumstance, or you can do it internally through meditation or self-realization, like self-recognition, and just awakening to the moments of presence, into the now moment, and awakening into the understanding that you are experiencing as a sacred and unique portion of the creator of all that is. And if you are to learn these lessons and actually really go up the hierarchy of growth and acceleration of consciousness, of expanding your own consciousness and awareness, thus giving you more power and more wisdom and love to help yourself in your own endeavor in your journey, as well as help others. That's what it's all about, is learning for yourself so that you can teach others. It's all about teaching and learning and teaching. That's what life is all about. So going forward, we have fifth density is wisdom and light. So what is light to you? What does light look like? Light is, I'm not going to tell you my description of it. I want you to think about what light means to you. What does that appear to you as like a practical sense? If you were light, what would that be for you? If you were wisdom, what would that look like? How would you embody wisdom? How would you experience wisdom on an everyday practical level? Those are fifth density teachings. Those are penetrating the fourth density, love and understanding, and going into a broader perspective of what it is to be in that state of consciousness, in that realm of fifth density. That realm is a particular vibratory frequency. So it's going to feel different. Wisdom and light will feel different than love and understanding. And same with unity and balance will feel different than wisdom and light. So, however you see wisdom, however you see whatever that looks like for you, be that and go do that without hesitation, without any more deliberating and bargaining with yourself and making deals with yourself or anything that's going to postpone your own self-realization. Because if you're not self-realized, then you are realized by the other to be something that they want you to be, and that is ultimately enslavement. That is ultimately not giving you the power to choose your own experience. And if you don't know yourself, then you can't accept yourself. And if you don't accept yourself, then you are not going to love yourself. You're not going to love others. You might think you love yourself and you love others, but it will be fleeting, the experiences of love. And the more consistent you are with and aware, conscious of these lessons, of these teachings, the more that you can learn it, apply it, and be those things, and be the change you want to see in the world, right? So, be light. Be light. What does it look like for you? What does it look like to be light for you? Whatever inspiration and flashes of insight you have during this video are the clear indication of what it is you need to do to go to that state of consciousness, that realm, and that place, that location that is not specific but is completely dependent upon your own frequency and your own choice, your own ability to maneuver into that vibratory range. So going forward, we have sixth density, unity and balance. What is unity for you? What is balance? What does unity look like? What does balance look like in your life? How do you apply balance in your life? What is practical that you can apply balance to in your life? What comes up for you when I say the word live a life of balance? This is your subconscious mind is showing you what it is that is right for you in this moment to embody balance. And let me clarify something, that the more learning and the more experience you garner through each vibratory state and state of being of each density, the more that you embody each density, the more that you will awaken to another realization, another possibility for you to embody, and it will change just as the circumstances in our life changes. And the circumstances that are appearing to you right now, when I ask you what circumstances will embody balance in your life, those circumstances are subject to change because nothing is permanent in the external world. Everything's always shifting and maneuvering and always yeah, just continuously moving. Nothing is still. Nothing, not even rocks are still. Not even earth is still. On the surface it is, but underneath it is moving and everything. So, unit balance. How do we ultimately balance? Is balance stability? Is balance, what is it for you? You know this. Something will come up for you and you can apply that. What is unity? What does unity look like for you? Unity may be something that is not something that you're embodying right now. How can you be more unified in your life? How can you become more complete? How can you consolidate and become more efficient rather than dispersing your energy in dualistic and multi non-directed ways? How do you direct your energy into a unified direction? And how do you direct your own consciousness towards what it is that you want to embody? Ask yourself these questions, answer them, and you will get your path. You will get your correct direct action. And trusting yourself is the key in this, because when something comes up intuitively, it's your subconscious telling you, and no matter where you are or where you're at in your conscious development and your journey, that is the necessary experience, and that is what your subconscious is telling you that you need to experience, either on this physical plane or in a metaphysical plane, which is like the astral or non-physical. Because even though a vision appears to us on what, for instance, the word wisdom means, and if you are dedicated to go about living your life in what that projection looks like in your mind, it may not actually materialize as the way you envision it, but you will ultimately know when you have learned that lesson of what that vision is like. You will experience what that vision is like inside and feel it in your body, in your subjective experience, and that is the time where you have finally realized and revealed what it is that image or that premonition or that insight is describing to you from your subconscious. You're making the subconscious desire conscious by going forward and putting effort in, because it doesn't actually matter what result happens, because everything has to do with your intention and your efforts. So the intention that you put into your everyday actions, words, commitments, practice is the most important thing. it doesn't actually matter if you ever attain something, because all you are ultimately trying to attain is self-realization and higher consciousness, which is not one limited to one thing. Higher consciousness is all things, and it is not limited to any form, any one particular thing, because you are desiring to be aware of more than just what is aware to you now as higher consciousness. What is aware to you now, you are fixated and stuck in. As you accelerate and broaden your consciousness and expand your awareness, you will ultimately take in the other perspectives, other timelines, other continuums, other space-time probabilities and possibilities. And the more that you're able to access and pinpoint what it is that you most excites you, that timeline, the more that you are able to concentrate and meditate and actualize, practice what it is that feeling is for you. What is that optimal timeline and that desired vision inside your mind? What does that feel like to you now? So how do you go about feeling that more and more and more in each moment? So you have to follow the trail of breadcrumbs and just take it one little piece at a time and follow. Oh, here's a breadcrumb. Here's another one. There's another one, and then eventually you'll lead to the whole loaf of bread, and it will give you the nourishment and the sustenance to keep on going and follow more breadcrumbs. So I wish you all the best. I wish you love, happiness, appreciation, bliss, and infinite joy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.